goes to score 50 in a game. And give love to Jamal Crawford, who's been doing this for a very, very long time. Still could put up a lot of points. But Chuck was there in attendance, among others, to give love to Dirk. Here he is.
You could have made some out of yourself if you had went to Auburn.
I was 15 when Dirk came in the league. Now I'm 62. But Dirk, it's been an honor to watch you play over the years. Just like Scotty said, you play the game the right way. The game's better because of you.
But as you guys might expect, this was my last home game. Yeah.
You look at, we were talking earlier about the moment with Doc Rivers, and you think about the way that he was treated. There have been a lot of well-respected players, but as a person, has there ever been somebody you've competed against who's more respected universally than Dirk is, Shaq?
Well, there's a lot of players. You know, Steve Nash was like that, Kobe was like that, but Dirk is the reason why Big step out and shoot the threes now. When he first came in, it was a rough 2-3 years for him, but he stayed with it. Became a master of it, add a little bit more arch on the shot. And, you know, the end of his career, like Vince alluded to, 30,000 points, 21 seasons with a 14-time NBA All-Star, Finals MVP, brought that championship to Dallas. Definitely well respected, definitely probably the best player to ever play for the Dallas Mavericks.
Great teammate as well. He's a great teammate, great guy to be around. He has that dry humor, but like I said, he just wants to win, and, you know, he's all about the team. And obviously, when he demands the ball, you'll know it. But I tell you what, man, unbelievable career. Can't wait to text him now. And it's like, oh, so you just couldn't tell me. You wanted to surprise everyone, which is great. I'm glad he got to handle it like he wanted to.
It was not a hidden surprise necessarily. The NBA was like, hey, everyone, watch his last home game tonight. Right. Everybody kind of do. But, you know, the thing is, we talk about impact, and you talk about for bigs. Mm-hmm. We talked about this the other night. You played overseas. You talked to folks who... The impact, and Detlef was discussing it tonight, that he said, forget just Germany, but on players all the way down to Doncic, who he now passes the torch to, we'll never be able to really put that into words.
Well, he put respect on overseas players, and especially from that 4, that 5 position, where it was frowned upon. I mean, Shaq talks about this all the time. You were supposed to dunk. You weren't supposed to be away from the basket as a big. And when he came in the league and consistently scored at will. I mean, watching him in the finals against Miami, where he got the ball at the elbow and literally scored at will every single time with the little fadeaway. I mean, that's the reason why Kevin Durant plays the way that he plays. Mm-hmm. So when you have people from overseas having an impact on the way Americans play the game of basketball, I think that says a lot.
Yeah, it's really, go ahead, Vince.
And you know it's saying something when they name it the Dirk ISO. Mm-hmm. You get that ball, you know, teams like coaches to this day, it's like when you get the ISO at the elbow or the free throw line, it's like, you know, the Dirk ISO. And everybody knows exactly where you're going. So, I mean, that just says a lot about what he's done for the game and to the game. And it just 21 years of one team, 30,000 points speaks for itself.
And you're still going, and you could still shoot that. And 10 years from now, you pull him out, still get it done. People jumping in all over the net. Vince, you got to be the last player left drafted in the 90s. Lucky for us, you'll play till you're 75, right?
Not quite.
No?
Vince, you look like you could.
45.
The way you walked in here.
You're 45?
45?
No, he's going to play.
No, I know he's not 45. You're going to play till you're 45?
I can play to 45, maybe not 75.
Yeah, not 75.
Right,
you heard it here, folks.
Nah.
He's playing till he's 75.
I'm in my prime.
Is that TK?
No, it's definitely not TK. Trust me on that one.
Let me go back to D Wade for a second.
Is that right, Mickey?
he doesn't make the playoffs. We all would have liked to seen that clearly. But Candace, I'll start with you. Impact as a person, we talked about earlier, those who have not seen the Bud commercials to go out and watch it. Special what he's done with the jerseys this year. How about kind of a cap, if you will? I know he's got one game on the road in Brooklyn, but cap in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of top 3, in my opinion, shooting guards, top 4 shooting guards to ever play this game. And, you know, I'm from Illinois. I've watched him throughout his career. And just the way that, I mean, there was a commercial where it was knocked down 7-time stand-up 8, and that's been Dwayne Wade his entire career. I mean, he was flash. He came in the league, that spin was lethal. The way that he drove to the basket was fearless, and he was just a fearless competitor. I mean, he wasn't given anything in his career. He took everything.
Shaq, speaking of flash, you named him that. When you think back of kind of moments when you started to believe that this was possible for him in his career, take us back to what you think about.
Yeah, I named him that. I knew that before I got there. I knew that he was the player that can get to the next level. When I arrived in Miami, we always had conversations, and I just passed it to him. I said, it's your team, your world, you take over. And it's safe to say if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have 4 championships, because in the Dallas series, he just took it, especially the last 3 games, because we were down 0-2, and then 3 games in a row, he just took over. And then 4th game, everybody contributed. But he's a great player. I agree with Candace, top 4, 2 guard to ever play the game. Definite first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's had a great career in Miami.
Congrats to Dirk, D-Wade, fantastic careers as we now look ahead to the playoffs, which begin on TNT this Sunday. But who will play whom? We saw a little foreshadowing of that tonight, and it came down to the end. And one big quarter 3. A guy who's had a dynamic season. We'll look at the highlights on the other side. Thunder Rockets next.
You're watching Inside the NBA, brought to you by Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA.